Hey gang, this is Lachlan Monroe, also known as Officer Scott Stubbs from Freddy vs. Jason. I've been in the movie Dracula 2000, scary movie, all of that stuff. And I wanted you to know that you're listening to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Review Podcast. Check it out. The Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Review Podcast. Peace out.
In a world where zombies, ghosts, serial killers, and vampires all exist, it's Nico, Brian, Mike, and Dustin, and they are all that stand between you and the films that could end the world. Welcome to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast. Just want to thank all of our fans and listeners. Really appreciate the support. You guys are awesome. Before we get into tonight's film review, just want to give a quick shout out to our website, don'tgoouthere.com. Everything about our podcast is on the website. All of our episodes and interviews, if you want to check those out. We've done some incredible interviews in the past. Go check them out there in a specific tab by themselves so you don't have to scroll through hundreds of episodes on Apple or Spotify, etc. We also have our store if you want to grab a shirt, a mouse pad, a hat, all that good stuff. We'd love to see your pictures, rep your favorite podcast. And Shan's Etsy page is also attached if you want to grab a tumbler. All of our social media links are on there as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Like us, subscribe us, follow us, all that good stuff. And the last thing I want to shout out on our website is our Patreon. We call it Blood Donors. We have the traditional monthly reoccurring kind. If you want to support us, help us pay the bills, as we say. Or if there's a movie you want us to review, that option is available as well. Just check out our website, don'tgoouthere.com. Also, if you haven't noticed, we've recently joined the Believe Network. So there's some ads on our program now. But if you want ad-free content, go check us out on Blood Donors. The ad-free episodes will be available there. We appreciate your support. We hope you enjoy the episode.
All right, guys, jumping to the film review. This week is my choice. I chose 2024's Milk and Cereal, directed, written, and pretty much everything done by this young man, Curry Barker. Shout out to Curry. On the schedule, I originally had his newest movie, Obsession, for us to review, but I'm super excited and happy for their team. They pushed the digital release date back. I don't even know when it's supposed to officially release. I've seen things like June 25th, but when it releases, I'll buy it for sure and we can review it then. But it's doing so well at the box office and at the theater that they said, nah, we can't put this on digital yet. We got to keep making this money. So shout out to Curry Barker and his team for doing an incredible job at the theater. But back to Milk and Cereal. This was his first feature length that he put out on YouTube a couple of years ago. And so I pivoted. I was like, let's just do his other movie. And that was kind of inspired by, I saw Dustin. I saw you reviewed it on Letterboxd. What inspired you to watch it then?
Well, I have that in my open, but my friend Aaron Cabrera, he told me to, basically, because we've both seen Obsession. He said, "Have you seen it?" I said, "No." He said, "Dude, watch it." So I did.
Okay, cool. Shout out to Aaron. We've mentioned him quite a few times recently.
Yeah.
He's a young Asian brother. We might have to get him to join as the host one day if I ever retire early.
Hey,
or something.
when we do Parasite, we'll just bring him on. That'll be great. We'll have two of you guys.
But anyway, I just picked Milk and Cereal because it's Curry Barker's other movie, and it's a short movie as well. We're in and out, 60 minutes. It's on YouTube if you haven't seen it. So shout out to YouTube, the best social media app out there, if that's what you call it. But yeah, I think it's a good movie. It's not. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But considering the budget and how much experience they really they're a sketch comedy team, he and Cooper. So I think they did a really good job considering it was $800 budget. I mean, was it really $800? I mean, it was probably a little bit more, I would imagine, but that's what it says.
That's what it says.
For this movie to be an hour long and only $800, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
Look at this. Nico forgets to throw the mic for the budget one time, and now he's just like, I'm just going to say it at the start of the show.
That's like one of the only two fun facts on IMDb.
I know. Yeah.
But,
it was.
$800, that's impressive.
So,
yep.
Go ahead, Mike. What do you think?
Sure. So, again, because I really liked Obsession, I know I didn't do the instant with you guys, but I think everyone knows my feelings by now. I thought it was one of the better horror movies I've seen in a really long time, and I'm not just hyping it up because everybody else is. I just loved it. So was hoping to also have that to review And if we did, I was going to change my pick, but then you were going to change your pick, and then it did really well in the theater. So now we're doing Milk and Cereal, which is totally fine because I like found footage. I think I may be the biggest found footage person on the show. I can't remember if Brian really likes it or not. I know he picked Cloverfield, which is not a good found footage film, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Producer note here. Cloverfield is actually rated 7 out of 10 on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 78%, and the Letterboxd score 3.5 out of 5. Mike is in the minority.
But this one I really like this movie. I thought Curry Barker was great. For He'll Be Forever, Ian, to me, I thought he was really good. And again, limited cast of characters. I think the concept is really smart. It's well written. For a movie that shot for a reported $800, this movie looks good. At times, and this is because we're so used to a certain style of found footage from yesteryear, it almost looks too good to be found footage. So I did find that interesting. But me and Dustin have talked about this, and I know Nico has too. I remember us talking about it at least twice. For a found footage film to make sense, you need to have a reason why the camera would still be rolling. This one does. It lets you know right off the bat, this is a YouTube video channel. They do pranks. My least favorite kind of people of this young generation. I can't stand them. So they instantly were villains to me. The twists and turns that this movie takes, I thought was really well done. So another slam dunk from Curry Barker to me. Obviously, I don't like it as much as Obsession, but I did like it a lot.
Yeah, I watched this one for the first time on May 30th at the suggestion of, like I said, my friend Aaron. And had I known that we were reviewing it this week, I would have waited. But turns out, like Nico said, he saw my review, and that's what caused him to pivot to this one. But I was going to say I've got to pay better attention to the calendar. That one's on me. I do like this movie, but I just don't really enjoy watching the same thing twice this close together. So I put it off and put it off. I didn't do my notes until today, just because I was like, I just watched this. But that being said, I do like it, so let me get that out of the way. I think it's really good. It's really impressive, like you guys said. I mean, what they were able to do with the limited resources available, money, equipment, cast, locations, everything was done super minimalist. And the reason it's so good is because it's got strong writing. You can have the biggest budget in the world, and if the writing's ass, the movie sucks. Look at Megalopolis. Francis Ford Coppola, like one of the biggest names in movies, he dumped all of his money of his own into the movie Megalopolis, and the cast is just absolutely stacked from top to bottom. And that movie is one of the worst movies ever made. Anyway, this movie has really strong writing. It's short. However, I do feel like there's stretches where it kind of drags a little, or I don't know that it necessarily drags, but there's a point I get to in my notes for the scenes that the structure kind of throws me off a bit. It takes me out of it a bit. But overall, though, it's really strong. I definitely highly recommend it. And this, paired with Obsession, puts Curry Barker into that. I know I've been saying his name a lot lately, but Ari Aster, that category that Martin McDonagh, that category of writers and directors that, like, okay, I trust you. You've earned my trust. Whatever you put out, I'm going to watch. I'll probably go to the theater and watch it its opening weekend because, yep, you're batting 1,000 so far.
I think Dustin just said he didn't like the non-linear storytelling.
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, I heard wrong.
It's the placement of the non-linear. You can do that, but coming off the scene, and I say this, coming off the scene that we had, and then you pivot to this is like, come on, I wanted to stay in that moment more.
I got the same kind of issues I always have with a lot of found footage movies. Like, who edits this? Like, to where it's like this, you know what I'm saying? And there are moments throughout the movie where there's like score. Like there shouldn't, like, that's a huge nitpick to me. There should not be a score in a found footage movie.
I do agree with you there.
That's just a common.
That's
That's very consistent qualm for me though.
that's very fair, but I will give props. At least the score was good.
It was
the score
good.
when they used it was good. But as far as the editing, I feel like this one had very limited editing. Like the time, like we're going back in time, like that's some editing there. So I get you there, but at least it's not like overly produced time jumps and editing.
True.
So,
but it's like but I agree with you. The movie is only like it's a 60-minute movie, but I do feel it drags a little bit, especially when they start.
Yeah.
Or what they start explaining, like what the neighbor is, like what he's really doing, and we're going to go back in time and say it's not a prank for this guy. It was actually a prank for me. He was in on all along. So I do agree with you there. But another thing I agree with you with is this and Obsession. The movie and like the set pieces and all that are very minimalist but very effective. Like even the mask that like Milk wears, it's just a clear, creepy mask. It's really simple, but man, it's creepy as hell.
Oh yeah,
reminds me of Faces
no doubt.
of Death.
Really quick,
Yeah.
I did read, and it was a theory. I never saw Barker say this anywhere. I know it looks like a found footage movie, and in all intents and purposes, it is. But would you? I read the theory that it's not a found footage film. That when they're talking to the camera, it's like he's talking to his phone because he's recording this stuff for the YouTube channel. This movie is just shot for $800, and this is the only camera quality they had. What do you think about that? Because that may change it a little bit. I mean, it shoots like a found footage, but I could at least see that theory that maybe the camera quality just is $800 worth. I mean,
No,
you know.
I think it is because it's all basically POV shot.
Yeah,
like it's not shot third person. It's not, and
I mean,
he's got a lot more. He's got a lot more shorts out there that aren't done.
Okay.
That are super minimum budget that aren't done POV found footage style.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Put that theory to bed.
And I mean, I'm not going to hate on them because I mean the camera quality is not an issue with me. But I mean, look at 28 years later, they did it all on iPhones. So, I mean, they could have used their phones if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
But I'm really not trying to shit on the movie. I think it's a good movie. I got a good score for it, so I'm not shitting on it. I'm actually, I agree with you, Dustin. I'm a Curry Barker fan. Like, I'm going to be seated. Like, I'm excited for his Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it's going to be really
me
good.
Too.
I listened to his interview on Dead Meat, and he's, me and you, Mike, we're in this together. We like that 03 remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it, better. And like that's the one that's inspired him. That's what he wants to get it back to. So I'm here for it.
Hell yeah! Let's go.
And his next project, his next movie, Anything But Ghosts. I'm looking forward to it. Like it's described as a horror comedy. Two fake paranormal investigators must face actual ghosts while dealing with the deception of their own fraudulent business. Like, yeah, we're scammers. This is all jokes. Haha. Oh shit, real ghosts. And then Bryce Dallas Howard and Aaron Paul attached to it. Hell yeah, I'm on board with this guy.
I mean, that's another movie. That's another concept we've seen done before. But when you got a really good writer, you got someone who knows how to create scenes, use lighting, use jump scares effectively. Like I don't mind seeing the same story remade or a similar concept if it's just better in quality. Like if it's crafted better, I'm all for it.
Yeah, look how many Dracula movies have been made throughout history. Like we're always here for it if it's a good one.
Yeah, exactly. Like I eat a ribeye steak as often as I can. I don't get mad at it if it's better than the one I made last time.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into the scene by scene. The film starts with Seven talking into the camera on March 13th, thanking his roommate Milk for everything he's done. Seven intros his friend Jason for this prank he's going to help him with on Milk. Seven describes the prank he's going to do with the blood squib. He asks about Jessica, but she's gone missing seemingly. Seven, Jason, and Naomi meet with a guy in a van to buy a gun. They're in the van sweating their ass off while he pranks them pretending to shoot himself in the dome. Seven says if you don't see where this is going, stay tuned. Title card, and we meet Milk as they decorate the apartment for her birthday. Naomi, her girlfriend Laura, and other friends arrive now as well, and the party ensues. The guys start telling stories, and of course it gets sexual as Milk asks the ladies if they've done anal. Milk reveals he's killed a cat, and the whole vibe gets weird. He says in a very spooky way, just something not to do. Milk questions Seven why he's bringing random people as chaos ensues. Jason fake shoots Naomi, and they surprise Milk with a cake and happy birthday. They celebrate with the successful prank, and Milk says he's been changed praising this prank. Knock at the door, and Milk thinks it's another prank, but it's their neighbor Greg complaining about the noise. He barges into the apartment and looks around, then dips. Milk is still convinced that's part 2 of the prank. Everyone leaves, and Milk is still praising them for how good the prank was, as Link describes them how they got the gun. Milk takes the neighbor's hat off, still thinking it's involved the prank. March 14th, the day he died, 6:46 a.m., and Milk is woken up. Milk is woken up by Seven with the news someone is in their living room. It's Greg on the couch. Seven says to call the cops, but Milk doesn't want to do that. They continue to argue, then go back downstairs, but they can't find the guy. They're shook, seeing the door locked from the inside, and continue looking until they find him in the bedroom. Greg says there's a girl in his head. He was never supposed to be a man. I'm a 73-year-old man, and says there's girls in him that can't get out. And he goes to shoot himself, but Milk intervenes, and he starts laughing. He crashes out, saying he doesn't want to go home. He'd rather die. All right, Mike, that's the opening set of scenes. What'd you think?
Hey, look, it's Ian. If you've seen Obsession, you know, which most people have by now, considering it's still in the theater. I know this is a more recent film, but the kind of YouTube content that Milk is making here feels like very 2017-18. Lots of pranks, like the way it's shot from like that wow zany style, like that has that feel to it. So I thought that was a nice time capsule piece there. I don't look. If I were to do this, and I'll get into why I would never do this, because I think YouTube pranks, TikTok prankers, all that stuff, I think is the lowest form of content creation. But when someone says I don't want to be filmed, immediate nope for me. I got to turn around. Not gonna. No, man. A grown man. So this is a grown man throwing his own birthday party. Y'all throwing birthday parties still? I'm just asking. I'm asking questions. Not me. Couldn't be me. Then they kind of try to make fun of Gravity by John Mayer. Great fucking tune. Gravity is awesome. I know you don't like John Mayer, but us here in the real world, when we listen to everything, John Mayer's great. Okay,
I listen to everything. I like John Mayer's his guitar picking abilities.
Fair.
That song.
He's almost underrated guitar, but maybe he's so underrated he's rated right. I don't know. Milk is a terrible nickname as well. Would never want to be called that all the time. Who brings the vibe down at a party by talking about themselves killing a cat? Like, well, man, don't be a vibe killer. Come on, dude. Do miss a good house party. I say it every time I get the chance. These kind of prank channels and these content creators really piss me off. Like, I would get arrested for beating one of their asses. Senseless, not going to lie. When this neighbor opens the door and the shot is blurry on purpose, one, hurt my fucking eyes. Two, I thought that was very creatively cool and different. Was not expecting that. But this, then this motherfucker lets himself in? Nah, fam. And I know it ends up being a prank, but this is a first-time watch, first-time notes, so you have to bear with me on that. Like, old man got to get out of my apartment. That's all I'm saying. Love how this movie is shot. Even though this budget is the shoestring of shoestring, it doesn't look like it to me. Yeah, I think it's really well made. They used their money wisely, I would say. March 14th, that would be the day the music died. Oh, nope, sorry, wrong thing. Last thing, nitpick here, but the stuff in the morning with the sun kind of peeking through, that they're definitely trying to make it tense and scary, I thought would have been better at night. Like, I think there's... they do that a couple times where I'm like, I know you have a short shooting schedule, I'm sure, but I would have saved all your really creepy stuff for night and saved all your boring talking stuff for the daytime.
Yeah, I like the found footage aspect and how we're just dropped into the recording. There's no real build. There's no like, hey, guys, this is us and what we do. It's just like, hey, here we are. We're going. And the premise is solid. Going prank for prank. Boys will be boys. You know how it goes. I bought guns out of a van in the Joann's Fabric parking lot. That sounds like a bumper sticker you'd buy at Myrtle Beach. Like, that is a hilarious situation to find yourself in. Friends coming over. I'm gonna disagree with you on something, Mike. Friends coming over and getting fucked up on your birthday. That's a great experience. I still enjoy do that. It's not necessarily a birthday party, but like coming over, let's play.
If they do it, if it's their idea, I'm cool. If it's my idea, it's a birthday party I'm throwing for myself. That's it.
I'm fine with that too. Like,
That's
hey
fine.
guys,
That's fine.
hey guys, I enjoy getting drunk. You enjoy getting drunk. We enjoy getting drunk together. Come over. Let's play some Flip Cup. It's my birthday. I'm on board with that. But speaking from experience, Put a Finger Down is a dangerous game to play with girls. It can really kill the vibes. But everyone ends up knowing way more than they wanted to. Milk had every right to get upset about a stranger showing up. I mean, it's his birthday. Don't make it awkward. I believe it was Jesus who said no new friends, so not really feeling that. But we see the prank, and I got to say, it was a good one. I would have mic'd myself. The neighbor letting himself in after complaining about the noise, that was good. They all handled it a little bit too calmly, though. No shot I would have let him inside my apartment. Like, what are you talking about? Don't just walk around without me saying a word. And great commitment to the bit from Milk to knock the guy's hat off later in the alley. Like, once you find out that he's, what he's up to here, like, I thought that was great. And then the motherfucker was sitting on the couch, on my couch before 7 a.m. If I wasn't in on this, I'd be legit freaked out, especially after they find him and he starts cutting a 1996 Mankind promo. This is a solid open. Like, I'm sold on it already.
Seven is vlogging about Greg breaking into his house and attempting to shoot himself. He's thrilled he got it on camera as Milk asks him to turn the camera off and come on. He lies about the camera being off, and Milk says they're having dinner at his house tonight. He's a lonely old guy, and Seven isn't on board. The two talk about going to dinner, and Seven says he's going to record for evidence as Naomi enters the apartment. She's crashing out because Laura broke up with her. Seven is very empathetic, saying she wasn't special. The four go wine shopping, and they go to Greg's house. He says no recording, but of course they do. We find out why Seven got his name as Greg jokes about I'd hate to be number 13. Greg tells a story about his dad explaining why wine is bitter, revealing his mom was in the other room with a blood bag. The two guys pass out on the table and are being driven somewhere blindfolded the night he died. Greg has them on their butts blindfolded and restrained and says one of them has to die with him. He puts the gun in the middle as Milk tosses sand in Greg's eyes and he shoots himself, and Seven shoots Greg as well. Milk says this is all a prank and fake. Milk reveals Greg is an actor and admits it was sketchy to drug him. They tell Greg to get up, but he's dead for real. The guys panic, realizing he's dead when they can't find the pulse. Seven blames the dealer for selling faulty blanks due to the California laws. They continue to argue as we go back to March 11th, 2 days before the party, as Milk describes his prank now. We see Milk's first encounter with Greg asking if he's an actor and shows him his prank page online. Greg asks his son if he should do it, and he says, absolutely, you've been on the couch for 3 months. Milk asks for Laura's Instagram and goes to his car. He reveals he took Laura's jacket and asks how's he going to change if he keeps doing the same things. Milk returns to the party and he's thrilled his prank will be even better now after the fake gunshot. Milk reveals to Link about his Greg prank, saying he loves his friends to the camera and he never hurt them. He says, last one, guys, as he calls Laura, saying she left her jacket and he crashes out when she doesn't really need it. He says they're in her area and he can bring it now. Laura texts Milk the address and makes it to her house. All right, Mike, that's the next set of scenes. What do you think?
Man, these people that constantly are always trying to make content, hate that shit. Golly. Trying to convince anyone that this is a nice guy that broke in, crashed out, had a moment, especially after the prank that you guys pulled on me. Man, I don't know. Just, you would not be able to convince me that motherfucker would not be allowed back in my house. And you got this woman coming in complaining about what, a breakup or something? Man, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that shit. And then someone requests no cameras, brings in camera anyway. That was kind of my first, something feels off about this. I don't quite know who's being pranked here. I thought that was an interesting way because he said no cameras and then brought the camera in anyway. I mean, what are you going to do? Having wine when you're 7 and it was full of your mom's blood. Who wrote this shit? I mean, that's some fucking Bruce Pritchard or Vince Russo, I guess, 1999 type shit. That's, come on, man. Red wine is bitter enough. It doesn't need your mom's blood. And, this shit flipped really, really quick. Of course, I had a feeling it was some kind of prank. But, again, I thought it did catch me off guard about what the prank actually was. And then I'm like, I don't really know what to believe because this was just a prank and now this guy's dead. Was very unsure of if he was actually dead when, wasn't 100% all in on that just because now I don't know if I can believe anything or who to believe. I did enjoy the prankster getting pranked, though. I thought that was nice. This man's been on the couch of someone else's for 3 months. That's just like every actor in Hollywood. It's not big time. It happens. What are you going to do? Milk is a creepy motherfucker, man. Curry Barker does a great job. You know, we talked about the mask, and we'll get to it in a little bit, but so his facial expressions are creepy as shit. I thought they were really well done. Last thing, I don't care about this Laura Naomi situation at all. Just glad I was able to remember their names.
Yeah, Milk coming around and being all nice to Greg, that should have been a huge red flag. Like, why you smacked his hat off, you were freaked out about him, and now you're just all of a sudden saying, hey, he's a good guy, let's give him a chance. That's a red flag. Breaking up over text and blocking the girl, Laura's a real one. That's the only way to do it. When they go to Greg's, I would have asked where the kids are. Not on some Epstein shit, but he said he had kids next door that had school the next day. So if I get there and there's no kids there, then he was lying. And I'd be leaving because that's another huge red flag. Milk revealing it was a prank. This would have to be the end of the prank war. Drug me and then make me shoot someone? What's wrong with bro? Seeing Milk's setup was okay, but this is what I was talking about. Like, it did kind of disrupt the flow a little bit, not in a major way, but after seeing what we just saw, I definitely wanted to live in that scene a little bit longer. But it's still a good set of scenes.
Dustin, those two lines you said back to back might have been the two funniest things I've ever heard. Like, how you had to being a real one breaking up, and then it's like looking for the kids, not Epstein vibes.
Good night.
That was generational right there. Generational two-liner. All right, Milk walks up to Laura's house and knocks on the door. He says her jacket is in the car, and so is Naomi. Laura goes to the car, but no Naomi, and she's chloroformed. Milk has her bound and shows off Jessica's ear in a mason jar, his beating brick, and a brain. He opens her phone and sends a text to break up with Naomi. Milk asks her questions about the party, then puts on his happy mask. Laura asks if this is a prank, and he says in a very somber voice, it is not. Life's unfair. You're unlucky. Cut back to Milk and Greg as he compliments him on how good his acting has been. Milk replaces the blanks with real bullets and puts the gun to his head, freaking himself out. Greg says he's not going to drug anyone and tells Milk to figure something out, and he says he's going to quit. Milk says he'll slip Seven the sleeping medicine, and Greg agrees to the prank again, but no camera at the dinner. Milk reveals he took Seven's wallet and recorded the dinner. Seven says all they have is tarp, and Milk says let's wrap him in the tarp and bury him. Seven crashes out not knowing what to do. He's never been in this situation. They wrap the body and escort it to the store. Seven goes into the store to get shovels and pickaxes. He says this isn't part of the plan, not the murder, but for getting the shovels. He's scared seeing a cop walking up to his car, and he's not playing it cool. He rolls his window down, and the cop says he's parked in a handicap spot with no decal. Milk says he can move, but the cop still writes a citation. He stops Seven from coming back to the car as he's given his citation. They dig the hole and bury the body. March 15th, the day they died. Back at the apartment, Milk says Seven isn't a good person and is mad he's been locked out of the channel. Link tells Naomi that Greg was all a prank for Seven. Link asks Seven how it's felt to be a part of the best prank, but Seven is sitting very stoically in his chair. He asks if he's all right, but only says he's good. And if you ask any man who says he's good, they're not good. Seven attacks Milk, punching him until he's pulled off of him. Seven kicks them out, and then he quits the channel. All right, Mike, that's the next set of scenes. What do you think?
Having a better game than Jalen Brunson. Anyway, I was not expecting Milk to be this was not expecting him to be this fucking creepy. Like, this is starting to take a turn, and so it becomes a different kind of movie at this point where it was, I was almost expecting both of them to end up in deep shit, but what I think is pretty clear now is one is absolutely off his rocker. And, I'm a little like, is he, so at this point in the film though, I'm still a little unsure. Is he crazy? Is he in on these, or like all the pranks his idea? Like, what is Milk's actual mental stance, I guess would be a better way to put it. Also, drugging people, you mentioned it in the last thing there, Dustin, which was like, that would be an immediate note for me. Like, I know how the movie ends. I would have done that sooner. I think you know what I'm talking about. The minute I was like, you know what? I'm going to prison anyway. Probably going to turn the gun on you now. So Um, I think the funny thing is, and maybe this is something no one else noticed, but this actor is pretty picky about what he will or will do for someone that ain't got no work going on right now. Hey, man, sometimes you got to collect this check and do what I say. That's how. Never mind, I'm not going to say it. Anyway, Barker, just insanely good as Milk, man. Like, he is so freaking creepy. And I think it's a testament to his, he can do a lot of different things, apparently. So, last thing I had is, man, he tried to beat his fucking ass. If he could have beat his ass right then, maybe things turn out differently for him. I doubt it, though.
Yeah, huge revelation when Milk drugs Laura and we see all the body parts. Now, this man is a psychopath. And the score here is great, too. It's very creepy. So I agree with you and understand what you're saying, Nico, about it's found footage. There should be no score. But if you're going to use one, make it fit, and it did. Seeing that Greg wasn't on board with the drugging, that's a good revelation as well. It shows how insane Milk is. Like, he pitched this and had to convince the guy. But then Greg still went along with it. I'm not saying he deserved to die, but he's complicit in his own death. Seven understandably freaking out at the murder scene. I would have been crashing out even more. I know he had to be shitting bricks. I know Milk had to be shitting bricks when the cop approached him in the parking lot too. And then Milk telling the friends about the quote unquote prank. That was a bold choice. Seven had every right to be upset about it. Like, why are you telling them? They did a good job at showing the difference in how a normal person would react and a psychopath. Milk is just business as usual, and Seven is still in shock. Milk deserved to get his ass beat. Good set of scenes.
Milk is back in a spot with a mask on, talking to the camera. We see Laura still bound, and he says she's close to death, no food or water for 2 days. Then he bashes her head with a brick and thanks them for subscribing as he says she's dead. Milk goes back into the apartment with bruises on his face and tells Seven we need to talk. But he immediately leaves, and Seven calls him asking where he went. He says he's been gone for like 45 minutes, and Seven crashes out again. He's crashing out over a text from Greg, but says it's gone. He grabs Milk by the collar, saying he's not paranoid. He knows what he saw. 1:42 p.m. He's pacing around the room, saying he's sorry repeatedly. Milk runs downstairs and says someone is at the door. They open the door. It's Frank, Greg's son. He asks if they can talk and to come over when they can. He asks what's up with his dad. He can't get a hold of him and he's ignoring his calls. Frank laughs, assuming he went to Vegas, then asks Seven if he's okay. Milk and Seven are back at home, and he says they're in this together. Seven is concerned with how well Milk is handling it all. Milk crashes out somewhat too worried about going to jail, and Milk says they have to figure it out. They have to figure out Frank next. Seven refuses to kill anyone else and calls Milk a psycho. Seven agrees and sends a text to Frank. Milk tells Seven he won't let him go to jail. He promises. Milk tells Seven to say it back. Knock at the door and Seven panics. It's Frank. They argue for a bit and Seven opens the door. Frank says he got the text and wonders if he's part of the prank as well, and he's ticked. Milk says Frank is a worrywart, and Frank leaves pissed his dad is doing this. Milk says we have to kill Frank now. All right, Mike, that's the next set of scenes, and the next set is the ending. What do you think?
I don't have a whole lot here because it wasn't a whole big chunk of time, about 9 minutes or so. But this mask, you mentioned it, it's effectively creepy, man. It makes for a terrifying image we're doing this around the same time, about a couple weeks after the Dead Meat dropped his kill count for this movie. And the still picture for that, I was like, whoa, that's what this movie is? This is fucking creepy. And the old-timey music, I've said it ad nauseum on this show, how effective I think that is too. And so having some of that in the back, just, oh man, it was really, really well made, really well shot. Like, it's hard to buy into Greg being dead for me. I remembered another name because I don't believe anybody here. So, like, he could be off hiding somewhere. That could be a blood packet. Like, I don't know. Their whole stick is pranks. And so I'm not sure whose word I actually take here. So maybe that was the point, was to get me to not believe anything, not trust anything, Stone Cold Steve Austin style. But that's really all I had. I thought it was a tense set of scenes. I thought it was, it carried the movie along nicely. But something you guys said in the beginning, I am kind of ready to wrap it up and see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, he's definitely insane. Goes back to his spot, puts his mask on, and he's just playing around. And bro loves smashing girls' heads in with bricks. And I'm talking about Curry Barker. Did it with Laura here and then had Nikki do it to Sarah in Obsession. I hope that becomes a running thing with him. Like, he finds a way to work that into all his movies. That would be a cool Easter egg for people that are along for his whole career. And Milk continues taking it too far, making Seven think he's losing his mind. Like, there's this guy that I don't follow him, but it's popping up on my For You page, or it was a lot. This guy on TikTok who's trying to make his girlfriend schizophrenic, and he's doing these little things. Like, he's making her car do these things that she's not telling it to do, little devices around her apartment that's messing with her. Like, that's what he's doing here. He's trying to make him go insane. And then lying to Frank. I just know Seven was about to fold, though. Like, he's under a lot of pressure, and he's a normal person. Crazy suggestion from Milk to kill Frank. Seven should just take all the cameras, gather them all, go to the cops, and come clean. Like, you might do some jail time here, but Milk is the real criminal, so hopefully if you give him up, you can get out of it. I know you pulled the trigger, but you thought that it was you didn't know what to do. And then the lies just keep spilling out of Milk's mouth. There is no way out of this cleanly, especially now that Seven nodded on camera when Milk said we have to kill Frank. So now you're screwed, buddy. You're not getting a plea deal. I'm ready for the ending.
Yeah, you mentioned him being insane or crazy. I mean, yeah, he's a serial killer worshiper, man. It's like the people that worship the Columbine kids, and then that they go shoot up their school. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna mimic what I see, I guess. So he clearly, this is a terrible thing to say, but he clearly knows ball, right? I mean, he runs off a list of different people that he's kind of emulated and worships. And
all right, guys, here's the ending. 3:03 p.m. Milk is vlogging again. Jeffrey Dahmer, Harold Shipman, Ted Bundy are some of the best serial killers of all time, but what he's trying to accomplish will make him go down in history as the greatest and most creative serial killer of all time. Link and Naomi say they're about to investigate what's happened with Milk and Seven, as Milk is telling him to lure Frank into the bathroom. Milk says to do your best to get him into the bathroom, and he's going to stab him. Seven puts on some meta glasses and tucks a gun into his britches until Milk says put it in your pocket. Seven knocks on Frank's door, and he notices the camera glass is off rip and lets him in his apartment. Frank is pissed, saying the pranks aren't funny, and Seven says he's in the bathroom. Frank tells him to open the curtain as Milk enters the room. Milk appears and stabs him in the neck real smooth. Frank falls over, and Seven is screaming stop over and over. Naomi and Link go into their apartment and look around, but notice their stuff is missing. They find a sketchy box, and she opens it, seeing vials of blood with people's name on them. Naomi finds one with Laura's name, and Link thinks it's a prank until Naomi finds a key. They take some pics and hide the box as they see Milk with a bunch of trash bags. Awkward for everyone as they leave. Seven is in the tub, contemplating life, begging for his help to move Frank into the tarp. Seven says, just turn me in. Milk crashes out saying, you're going to make me clean this by myself? Seven says he's done and begins to cry. Seven is cleaning up as Link and Naomi find Milk's secret spot where Laura's body is. Milk says what makes us the best is he's making Seven milk himself. So Seven is his seventh kill. He puts his mask back on and stands up, and Seven is at the doorway and shoots him. We hear another gunshot, and someone picks the camera up. All right, Mike, that's the ending. What do you think?
Aha! Milk and cereal. I get it. Okay. All right. Fun. But thank you. Here's how they're both kind of a little cuckoo. They thought the only way to handle this was to kill his son. you think that's the only way to take care of this situation? And I thought that was funny. Maybe. Sorry, name is slipping me here, but maybe he thought that his life was over anyway, might as well keep killing. But the fact that they thought it was the only way, these two deserve whatever happened to them. A box under your bed that says keeps. Okay. You fucking lost it, brother. Man, that's tough. These blurry camera shots that they keep repeating really hurt my eyes, but they are effective. Last thing, I thought this was a great twist ending, or a great ending. I guess it's not a twist, but Seven, remembered his name in these said notes here, with a great fucking kill, man. Like that, exactly how I wanted this movie to end. This dude deserved to die. He's a piece of shit, and it was really intense and well done. And it was nice to see this guy kind of plays someone that I could pull for because certainly wasn't pulling for Ian.
Yeah, recording your plot when you say you don't want to go to jail, that's certainly a choice. Like, what's the logic here, guys? Milk is at least somewhat of a good friend. Not wanting Seven to cheddar bob himself here. I thought that was polite. That was nice. They spent all that time worrying about how to get Frank into the bathroom when all it took was him saying that his dad was in there. Like, he wouldn't have known his dad's not in the bathroom in the apartment, or in the, I guess, his apartment that he was just in. Come on, bro. And then Milk. This was funny. Milk with possibly the most polite neck stabbing I've ever seen. He just kind of casually put a knife in his neck. It made me laugh a little. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's no wind up. There's no grunt. It's just like, oh, stabbed. Naomi is nosy as hell going through Milk stuff like that. But I guess it was for the best. Like, she found out the truth about Laura. But and then them being there when Milk walked through with the trash bags. Yikes! Like, oh god, plans blown up in my face. Seven begging to be turned in or killed. That was tough. I mean, that's exactly how normal like, they do such a good job at showing the differences in a normal person in this situation, and then Milk's sociopathic, psychopathic ass. And then the tables turn on Milk in a big way at the end. He wanted Seven to kill himself, but pushed the man to his limit. Hell yeah. Great ending.
Yeah. All right, guys, jump to our social media comments and questions. I got Instagram pulled up. We got 2 of them over here. The first is from Niece_384. She said, saw this film after Obsession and I enjoyed it. Curry Barker was crazy good in this. I agree. I think he's a very talented actor. And the next comment, the last comment we got is from Dana Tucker 73. At the 20-minute mark, my anxiety never stopped. And with that said, glad you picked it, Nico. I'd have never seen it. Glad you enjoyed it. And that's one of the cool things about this show is not only for us, but our fans getting to watch movies they hadn't seen yet either. Dustin, you got anything on X?
Yeah, we got a couple on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. First one's from Andrew Ferguson. He said, give this kid anything he wants when he reboots Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Everything I've seen him do is phenomenal. Agreed. Yep. And then last one is from that guy, Millhouse 14108.
Oh, boy.
Shout out, Steve. Nah, it's nothing crazy today, but he said, go into this movie blind. I love the twist of Milk's character. Curry has a massive future ahead of him, with each project getting better and his confidence growing. I would recommend he have a therapist on call 24/7. Man's a bit twisted. 7.5 out of 10. And they also said, glad my American Horror Story comment last week helped Dustin. It definitely did, man. You brightened my mood for sure. Appreciate it, Steve.
It was legendary.
Nothing on that old book of faces, guys. Sorry about that. I did post it. I swear.
It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes you just don't get any comments. That's fine. Right. Dustin, you got any fun facts you want to share? All 2 of them? Then?
I believe we've covered them. This movie's available to watch on YouTube for free, and it was made for $800.
Hell, Mike's got $800 in his back pocket right now.
Yeah, shit. He wipes his ass with $800.
I wish. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. If I did, I'd rub that shit in your face. I would, because I shit a lot too. So you know,
like literally or metaphorically.
Yeah, what are we talking about here?
No. Both of them.
I don't think we can be friends anymore.
I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I dare you to try to smear shit in my face, and I will milk and cereal you.
I already smeared it all over your shower at your old house, buddy.
That's true. Why do you think I sold that house? The buyer came in and was like, oh, what's this? You got hard water? Is that why the shower's got some brown streaks? I said, no, my friend shit himself in here, and I couldn't get it out.
I didn't shit myself in there. That's the bad part. That's the bad part.
All right.
It ended up there. Hey, my wife cleaned it up. Come on.
She did. Before she was your wife, and that's like I said at your rehearsal, like, that's when I knew y'all were meant to be. Mm-hmm. That's before you were even married, she did that. Anyway, let's go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I did not expect that whole story to get told again. But anywho, moving on. Mike, do you want to say the budget for just for shits and giggles?
I actually want to start the budget with fuck you, Nico, and it was for $800.
Oh wow, $800 you say?
Wowzers! Hey, hold on one second. I'm gonna pull up I just want to see how many views it's got on YouTube. Dustin, will you look up how many Letterboxd reviews it's got?
Sure will.
It's only got a few on. It's only got like 5,000 ratings on IMDb, but Letterboxd is where it's at. 3.3 million views on YouTube. So I mean, I'm sure they had to have made a little bit of money just off the views there, but I'm not going to pretend like I know how that works to a science. You can follow me and Dustin on Letterboxd if you want to.
Producer's note, you can actually follow me as well, Brian, but fuck O'Brien, I guess.
Yeah, it's there hasn't been enough to where it just shows me, you know how sometimes it'll show you how many reviews when you click the movie, but you can hover over each bar and it'll tell you. It's somewhere around between 50 and 60,000.
Okay, well, the green eye says 69K and there's 23,000 written reviews. That's still a lot.
Where the hell do you see? Oh, yeah, I do see that. And I didn't scroll down far enough. Yeah, 69,000 members have watched it, 23,000 reviews. Yeah.
Dude, to me, that's just inspirational. Like, these are Curry and Cooper are just YouTubers.
And I guarantee that a lot of those reviews on Letterboxd were like you and me, people that watched it after Obsession. So the fact that he did this and then did Obsession, like this was still unknown basically when he made Obsession. Inspiration.
I had seen this movie before. I'd seen it when it came out, but
yeah,
I didn't remember it, and it had all those ads in it. It was just, it took me out of it. You know how I am.
Yeah.
You know how I am. Sorry.
You know, it's crazy. I watched it on YouTube today. I don't have YouTube Premium. I didn't have a single ad.
Hell yeah, brother. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The ad gods were looking out. Let's jump into our favorite kill, least favorite kill in the rating. Dusty, you want to kick us off so you can jot our scores down?
Yeah, favorite kill to me was Milk. He needed to get got, and as shocking as Greg's kill was, 7 shooting Milk, that was way more of a twist. Like, that was a legit shock ending. Least favorite kill was probably Frank. He just wanted to find his dad. And then that polite, almost Canadian-like stab to the neck, that wasn't the best. As for my final thoughts on the rating, doing all this with $800, that's insane. It's just clear he's always had the juice. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but for something made with so little resources, it might be the best value I've ever seen. I'll confidently say that. The first time I watched it a couple weeks ago, I gave it a little bit lower score on Letterboxd than I did today. I paid way more attention this time, to be honest with you. I was locked in because we were doing notes over it. And I just enjoyed it more overall. I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I'll go next. No, I agree with you, Dustin. $800. I mean, we've reviewed a lot of movies with way bigger budget than $800, and they're not even close to being this good.
Yeah.
Favorite kill for me, though, personally, I want to go with Laura. Not that I'm happy she got killed, but you know that Curry Barker staple, getting your face beat in with a brick. Got to go with that one. Least favorite kill, I actually chose Milk. I mean, he only got a gunshot. I mean, I know what you're saying with the little twist reveal and all that. He could have got something a little better. Or I could go with Greg as well, too, just a gunshot wound. But, you know, again, a nice little twist. I enjoy this movie as well. I gave the movie an 8 as well, Dustin. I haven't done my Letterboxd review, but I think Curry Barker gives a really good performance. I think he's actually scary as hell. Like, you know, just listening to his interviews, like, he seems like a very smart, sane person, but, like, the way he looks in this movie, he gives you that creeper vibe and all that. Like, he looks like he could be a serial killer, just the way his faces are and the way he makes them. But I think Cooper gives a good performance as well as 7. Like, he's a good actor as well. I'm excited to see him and more. And considering this movie, like we said, it had an $800 budget, and we got these kind of, like, performances, the way the movie was made, I think I appreciate the movie more than I actually like it, just for, like, it's $800.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I had $800, I would not know how to make no damn movie. But, yeah, I give the movie an 8. I think it's really good. It's creepy. It's realistic. Like, this movie feels realistic as well, too. Like, it's just a guy who wants to be an even better serial killer than the Ted Bundys and Dahmers of the world. Like, it resonated with me. Mike, what'd you think?
So, you guys kind of already mentioned it, but just shows how something can be the exact same but done in a different way. Because my least favorite kill is Greg, but my favorite kill is Milk. Both are gunshot wounds, but one is significantly more impactful and effective than the other because of the build up to it. I thought it was the perfect way for Milk to die in this film. Yeah, look, I kind of said everything, but just to sum it up, I think Curry Barker and his team are great. Is this better than Obsession? No, not to me, but when you have more of a fleshed out story, more a little something to say, that there adds, some subtext and things like that, and you're able to kind of expand. But for a first feature-length film that you put out for free and made for, again, there's that number again, $800, like, this is really hard to beat. I like found footage. I like the story. The acting is really well done, and the movie is really well made. Dustin, can you name the biker gang from TNA late 2000s?
Talk about aces and eights?
We have 8s across the board, baby. All 8s on our score. 4.
Well,
milk
what's that
and
composite?
cereal.
makes my job easy here. Using that East Tennessee math, that gives us a composite score of 8. IMDb is at a 6.6. Letterbox is at a 3.4. Which my first review I was at a 3.5, and then I bumped it to a 4 today. Rotten Tomatoes, it's not on there, but I would have to imagine if it was, it would be around the 85% or higher mark. Just all things considered, like we said, the limited resources and then the quality we got.
Hey, what was this movie made for again?
$800.
Ah,
and
what was our score?
8. Speaking of 8s, though, 7. What a weird name! Like 7 is such a bizarre name for a character for anyone. The only 7s I know are Dustin Rhodes' WCW gimmick that was awful, 7, and then
terrible.
7th Woods, former basketball journeyman. Actually, I think he's still playing. But
hey, did you do a David Arquette? And I missed it.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't. I could though. I mean, Curry Barker. I do one on the. Oh shit. All right, you gonna do this?
We're never gonna let you live this down. You forgot David Arquette.
Well, I didn't really. This is a short, basically.
That was an hour-long movie.
Shut up.
Oh, my bad. My fault.
All right, let's see here what we can do. There's one. Okay, I got it. Walk with me now. Curry Barker, he also did a movie called Fly Me to Earth, which is about these people that like they've colonized the moon and they find out that it sucks and they want to go back to Earth. But in Fly Me to Earth was Kronk himself, Patrick Warburton, who was in Scream 3 with David Arquette.
Nice. Boom. Well done.
Boom, motherfucker.
Thank God I didn't have to look too far for that. I clicked on Fly Me to Earth. I was like, please tell me someone's in this. Oh, Patrick Warburton.
Hey, I think we should use a year's worth of some family's water and AI to pull all the David Arquettes from every episode and clip them together. That's what we should do.
Yeah, just there's a highlight reel of David Arquette references.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I mean
just
you're like 7 degrees here or whatever.
Yeah.
But you could have went Cooper Tomlinson too, because he was in Obsession with Andy Richter, and Andy Richter has probably been pretty easy to get to David Arquette.
Yeah, easier than 2 though. It's 2 degrees there.
That's just only
That's
2
true.
degrees.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I could have done
you
that.
had options, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I just forgot, and so I was doing it on the fly.
All right. I'm glad everybody liked the movie. Shout out to Curry Barker. We're fans, all of us on this show. Go see Obsession in theaters if you still got a chance. It's still doing really well. I'm going to shout out our blood donors, and Dustin, you can announce your pick for next week.
Yeah.
Blood donors, we really appreciate y'all. I know I say it every week, but we mean it. Times are hard right now, and the fact that you choose to donate financially means a lot. Kemper Level Reoccurring, Nina, Michelle Mirza, Steve Schmidt, Anthony Andrews, Lisa, and Sean Irwin. Appreciate y'all. Camp Council Reoccurring, Edwin Hernandez Gunn, Adrian Aiello, Brian Samick, Andrew Ferguson, Brooke Maley, Heather Superdoc, Jennifer Davis Too Close to Home Pod, Dana Tucker, Cole McAlexander, and Max K. I haven't done a giveaway in a while, but I bought some steel books and Blu-rays recently when they come in. I'll give y'all some digital codes, try and throw y'all some gifts. We really appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
Dustin, what's your pick for next week?
Yeah, so I was going to make Nico suffer, and my pick was originally Vivarium. It's still on my list. I will get around to it. But I didn't really feel like watching Vivarium again because it is I thought it was a good movie, but it's one of those that, like, I've got to be in the right mood to pick it. So then I was like, well, what can I pick? There was a movie that came out last year that we raved about. I think you can say we raved about it. But I didn't know it was on streaming anywhere because I've been trying to find a Blu-ray and I haven't found one.
I got it on my Vudu.
Well, yeah, but I won't, physical media.
Yeah.
But then I just looked it up. It's like, well, is it streaming somewhere to hold me over until I get the Blu-ray? Oh, it's on Peacock. We're going back to friend of the show's Scott Chambers filmography for Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. This movie is dark. It's twisted. It's such a unique take on Peter Pan. So I'm excited to review that and see what all of our consensus thoughts are.
It's the best of the 3 Pooniverse movies I've seen.
It's the best movie. I think I enjoy Blood and Honey 2 more. Like it's more of a fun movie. This movie's not fun, but it's better quality. Like you can like I said when we did Blood and Honey. These guys need a big budget. I can't wait to see what they do when they can get one because this movie's good.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Go check out Milk and Cereal on YouTube if you get the chance, if you want to check it out. Actually, if you're at the end of this damn podcast and you ain't watched it, I don't know what the hell's going on anyways. It's kind of weird. But we appreciate y'all tuning in. And, we'll be back next week with Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
Good night, people.
All right, y'all. I just want to say thanks for listening. If you haven't, don't forget to hit subscribe. Leave us a 5-star rating. Write us a good review. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast at. Apple, leave us a good review. That's where we get most of our traction. We really appreciate y'all for tuning in. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next week. And in the meantime, take care of yourself.
Just want to remind everybody